Okay, so we need to talk about the CMF Phone 2 Pro because while I absolutely loved my time using this phone, feeling ko lang madami sa inyong mabibitin dahil sa performance ng device na to. Now, I think it's best if we talk about the pricing first para may context tayo sa lahat ng pag-uusapan natin sa video na to. So, the CMF Phone 2 Pro is currently listed at $16,490. Sa Digital Walker Shopee page, we can check out in the corner of the screen. I'm not sure if it's here or there, basta it's somewhere on the screen. And I want to get one of the obvious pros out of the way, which is, yes, solid yung phone na to and my mind hasn't changed. It's still one of the cleanest mid-range phones that you can buy right now. So thankfully, they did send me the one in white because while the orange is definitely their hero, I do think that this absolutely looks better. I like the two-tone finish, the white on top, and I heard a video call this a sandstone finish, which looks incredibly sleek. Again, that hasn't changed. Someone said na mag-change yung opinion ko as I use this phone kasi bago pa lang daw, na-impress lang ako, parang nagbulag siguro ako sa first impressions. But yeah, I definitely think that in terms of looks, this is one of the best mid-range phones that you can buy. And that shouldn't be a surprise kasi CMF is like the sub-brand of nothing and they are a design-first company. Now, like I said in my first impressions, I do feel like they lost some of the charm that the CMF Phone 1 had because their approach to modularity this time is way different. You know how to attach that magnetic back, which if you ask me, sayang kasi this phone is so thin, tapos you'll put something on top of it to attach everything else. So kakapal din siya. So sayang lang. But I didn't get all those attachments. I'm just evaluating the phone as the phone itself. And what I can say is I feel like the ergonomics are a bit off because this feels wide. And that's me talking. I have relatively big hands. And I feel like it is wide. Now, if you compare it to the Note 50 Pro Plus ng Infinix, you will see a big difference. So in terms of holding this does feel a bit weird for me. So ergonomics are a bit off, but again, generally, the entire design of this phone, I absolutely love. Now, when it comes to the display, I have absolutely zero complaints. Nice colors, it gets bright enough kahit na medyo sinusunog na tayo ng araw in the peak of summer. If I do have one complaint, I think you know what it is. It has a single speaker. Again, this is a mid-range phone, 16,490 pesos. And nakasanayan na natin that most mid-range phones will have a stereo setup. Now, to get around that, I did use my CMF buds to get a better listening experience. But again, for a mid-range phone, you can expect to have a stereo speaker system. Now, another point that I need to talk to you guys about is the performance of this phone. It's not bad. It's rocking a Dimensity 7300 Pro processor, 8GB of RAM, and I think 256GB of storage. Now, I do want to talk about performance because this phone, again, 16,490 pesos, is within striking distance of a couple of really, really good mid-range phones right now. You have the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus, you have the Nothing Phone 3A, and then you have everything else, the Tecno Camon 40. And this, for me, sits kind of in the middle of everything. In the middle or even lagging behind a little bit because if you want the best price to performance, this is definitely not it. Now, is it a bad performer? Definitely not. For me, again, I'm a tito. I'm 42 years old, guys. I don't play so much mobile games on my phones anymore. If your tasks are like more moderate, you're gonna use this more for work, more for contacting your team, talking to your loved ones, this is more than enough. But again, if you want raw gaming power, then baka mabitin kayo sa phone na to. In terms of battery life, this has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. It averaged me 7 hours of screen on time. Unfortunately, yung benchmark na ginagamit namin, so you have a good comparison across all our reviews, did not work well with this phone. So yeah, 7 hours of screen on time. For me, that's more than a day with moderate use. Again, dito na ako, mostly almost with the team lang ginagawa ko and scrolling through social media and watching videos on YouTube. So for me, okay na siya. Kung mabitin kayo, I guess it's with the charging part because this is only 33-watt charging. Now, since this is a CMF phone, apart from the design, one thing that I absolutely loved is the software experience. Nothing OS 3.0 is really one of the best, almost stock Android out of the box. There is like heavy skinning on top of it, but you can remove that if you want to, kung di mo siya feel. And what I liked about it is that from the time that I opened this to the time, I think it was yesterday or a couple of days ago, I got the third update to this phone that will tweak performance, general performance, some bugs that they found, and then the camera performance. So from the time that I started my review process to now, you can really see the difference of the cameras, which we will get to right now. But again, nothing OS 3.0, definitely one of the best reasons to get this phone. Okay, second to the last thing, I want to talk to you guys about the CMF Phone 2 Pro, its cameras. Now, I was really happy na wala na siyang filler cameras kasi yung CMF Phone 1 had a 50 megapixel main camera and then that depth sensor, which we all know, just no. Thankfully, they got rid of that. This has a 50 megapixel main, a telephoto camera, and an ultra-wide. Now, kamusta naman yung performance nila? Now, like I said, from the first time I took photos with the CMF Phone 2 Pro to recently, parang ibang camera siya because the colors look absolutely different. A lot better, more tuned to what you would really like to post right now. So the colors are a bit more vivid. If that's not what you like, unfortunately, they did tweak it that way. But in terms of general performance, again, the 50 megapixel main, really, really sharp. The telephoto can get a bit soft if you go past the 2x optical, which is, I mean, it's digital beyond that point, so you can expect it. Pero at 3x, you can really see the difference already. And what I've noticed across all three cameras also is that there is a bit of over-sharpening, a lot. I took photos in Rockwell while I was there, and you could really see na parang yung details ng building, shinarpen niya masyado, at least for my taste. Leia and I also took this to the Time and Space Cube in MOA where I tested out the portrait mode and I really didn't like the results. Hindi malinis yung cutout. Hopefully they tweak this via software, but in terms of my experience in the week or two that I've been trying this phone, portrait mode, kind of okay. Now, in terms of video, I did test it out a little bit. I do like it that the footage looks super stable on the rear camera. It defaults to 4K 30 if you're just locked on that. So if you want a faster frames per second, you get 4K 60. Unfortunately, that's not available. I also tested out the front camera, and ang masasabi ko lang is yung framing mo is, it's kind of tight. And this is me speaking. I have relatively long arms. I'm 5'11". So for me, tight yung framing niya. The stabilization is okay though, but if you're gonna be taking mostly vertical video anyway, it's okay if you wanna vlog with this phone. And as far as the photos from the 16 megapixel front camera, I really like the skin tones, and yung portrait mode niya, at least in the house, looked really clean. Okay, so let's try to end this video by answering the question, should you consider or should you get the CMF Phone 2 Pro? Again, 16,490 pesos. I think I already emphasized the best reason you could consider this phone, which is the software. They're constantly tweaking it, which is great. Again, the cameras, yung first time I fired it up to now, it feels completely different. For the better, yes, maybe, but again, since they're constantly tweaking, you can expect better improvements down the line. And then, in terms of performance and other features, this will be missing a few that other mid-range phones has. Yes, but again, if your use case isn't as heavy, you don't want just raw performance out of your phone, or hindi ka naman gamer or hindi ka naman heavy gamer, then this could be considered. If you're just using social media, watching videos, doing video calls, and contacting your friends and family, this is more than enough. Now, I do want to bring up the point of the price again. 16,490 pesos for the CMF Phone 2 Pro. Now, I bring that up again because it is within striking distance of the Nothing Phone 3A. This is around 18,000 pesos, 18,990 ata, if I remember correctly. And if you want all the missing features here, then if you spend a bit more money, you can get it here. This has all the software updates that you could possibly want as well. Better cameras, in my opinion. I will do a side-by-side comparison next time. Maybe you can watch our shorts, our reels on this. I will definitely do a comparison so you can choose better. I didn't get the chance to do it yet. But yeah, if you have the money, to extend. Like if you can extend your budget to 18,990, kung tama yung pricing ko, you can check it again in the YouTube shopping link somewhere here. This is a phone that you could consider instead of this phone if you're just after the software. But again, not to knock the CMF Phone 2 Pro, I think this is a cleaner design than the Nothing Phone 3A, to be honest with you guys. But if we could just get the best of both worlds, get the missing features here, this is a really good phone. Now, if you really like the novelty of the modularity, you can't extend your budget, you can definitely consider this phone. So that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you liked it. Medyo wala tayong script today. Medyo off the cuff yung review na to. If you liked it, let me know in the comment section below. If you don't, if you want me to be more organized, then I will definitely be more organized next time. But that's pretty much it for me. My name is Tito James. Peace, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next one.